What's up, my friends? It's Hokage time. I'm Henrik. Let's go. We are headed to Monarch. Not sure which landing pad to go to. Looks like we have something to do on both, in both areas.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
And, let's leave the ship. Yes, yes, I want both of you here. Gonna pour myself a drink real quick. Alright, cool. Let's go to Stellar Bay. Check the terminal. Nothing here. Uh-oh. Oopsie doopsie.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Yeah. That is my ship on the landing pad right next to you.
I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
Takes more than a few gunships to scare
Wish more
me.
folk could say that. Gets awful quiet guarding a landing pad that never gets used. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Ooh, my name? Alex Hawthorne.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You're not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Sure. Are you saying the board's been lying about this place?
Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Does it, though? I'm gonna have a look around town.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Why can't you ask her yourself? But who's the Black Hole?
That's Bertie Holcomb. Only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Something like that. Actually, I've been in hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
Poster sounds pretty valuable.
I couldn't really say. I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now.
I'll ask about your poster.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alright, cool. Let's go to the bar. Who are you?
We don't get many outsiders.
Oh, alright. Yacht Club. And it's the bar. Excellent. Who are you?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. So it's sliding. All over the place. Trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Excuse me?
Don't interrupt. It's rude.
Okay.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
I am Henrik.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here.
Mm-hmm.
Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll.
No.
Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure. Sure.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Brass... Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
What do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good.
Okay.
I'm cut off for the month on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Alright. You mean caffeinoid? That stuff's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Alright.
Well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Thank you.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
How well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
You said you're not used to seeing new faces.
Not since
around
Amber
here.
Heights. These days we have more leaving than coming. Off to join the Iconoclasts or some such.
Why is this place called the Yacht Club?
Thought it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all.
True. Are there any yachts in Stellar Bay?
Nope. But a man can dream.
I suppose one can. Nothing right now. Who else can I talk to here?
You don't look like Sublight. You could be freelance.
Alright. Examine. Bingo sheet. More bathrooms. What's on the other side? Staircase upstairs. Can
Got
I
any
talk to
news
you?
from the
Can I
rest of
talk to you?
Watch your
Can I talk to the
step
stair?
inside the walls.
Ooh. Autoloader operator.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
I don't like this guy already. Captain Hawthorne.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
Sure.
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits.
Fair enough.
But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
What could be so bad that it make you walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
Sure, I happen to be pretty good with negotiations.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
Sure, I've got insane
You would do that?
negotiation skills.
We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
We need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
What's this about blackmail
I would
now?
never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Very nice. I think we need to check the Saltuna warehouse. Ooh. Skills and perks available. Skills like increasing persuasion by like 10 points. And then we also want to dump some points into tech, because why not? And then add a lying, and a little bit of lying, and a little bit of intimidation. Cool. Apply. Perks. Finally got tier 2 perks. I think there's... Ooh, okay, here we go. Dialogue skills. When you have no companions in your party. Okay. So far, I've had companions the whole time, so let me see if there's anything else I can take for... Num. Harvester! 15% health restored per kill. I like this. Alright, cool. Let's take that. And now we need to find the Saltuna place thing.
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business?
Yes.
All of the above?
Never mind.
Something else I can do for you?
I was hoping he would know where the Saltuna factory is, but I have a feeling we'll find it. Okay, there's the dispensary. This place is a something place.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Oh, okay. This is like another one of them Parvati situations, looks like.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Do I know? That's very generous
Celia,
of you.
will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Ooh, you know Auntie Cleo. I'm just looking for an information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Actually, I am here for Saltuna. It could always be both. If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in this sprat fuck colony, I'm gonna stab someone. Actually, it could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Oh, come on.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments.
Damn, dude.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Are we, though? What exactly are you hoping to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by, is that it? Actually, sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it?
Exactly what I would have said, if I'd been paying attention.
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Does it, though? What do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your confidence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
The Bolt 52 sounds useful. What is it?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Interesting.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush.
Where do I find one?
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. These days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Then I guess I'll go get your Bolt 52.
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Sure. Before I go, I need to
What can
ask
I
you
do
about
for you?
something. I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I have some questions about MSI and the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
But wait, what happens to the folks stuck on the wrong side of dangerous?
I'm afraid the welfare of a few hundred people is too minor a figure into the board's risk assessments.
Oh, Lord. And they've invoked it on the Monarch.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 and Terra 2, I see the board put their best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI, right?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right because it's the right thing to do.
Like that's what you saw in Edgewater? Come on. People look out for themselves.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Take it your leadership didn't embrace your ideas.
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet, here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
But why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Why exactly do you want to get back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
They've treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
That's fair. Leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes. It'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
You don't seem to think much of Graham.
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
They sound pretty bad.
It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
I want to talk about something
What can I do
else.
for you?
I gotta go. Alright. Who else is here? What else can I do? Who are you? Executive.
If you leave town, watch out for
If you leave
Another
town, watch out for
executive.
conquest. They're almost as bad
What
as
else
us.
is here? This office. No, that's the exit. That's another exit. Okay, cool. Stellar Bay.
Wrap.
Let's check the map. Let's see what's around here. The unreliable.
Musk and Canadize, right here.
Okay, let's head this way. See if we can find the.
Help! Someone's been killed.
Someone's been killed. Where?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
You alright?
No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth.
Gross.
If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Whatever you do,
Okay.
don't mention tossball to us.
Who got murdered? Where? And what can I loot from these people?
Hey, that's against regulation. What do you think you're doing?
Taking her shit? I mean... I was just leaving.
Just don't make any trouble for me, okay?
But I want to make more trouble for you. I want to make all the trouble. Who are you?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
Didn't mean to scare you.
You again! You've really got to stop doing that!
I don't wanna. But why is there only one dialogue option with her? And where is the dead body? Interesting. Okay. Are there any other doors here?
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Okay.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Dead guy. No items on him. Betting slip lists. Okay, so we're probably looking at the typical owed gambling debts plotline. But we're still gonna take all his stuff that the game will allow us to. And check the bathroom. Nothing here. Okay, there's the thing. And for now, that's it there.
We don't get many outsiders.
I'm a resident. Can I steal all your shit? Yes! Good. Alright. Some emails. No, I'm not interested. Okay. Okay. I want to know how to get to the Saltoonery.
Reminds me of the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
You reckon the smell ever goes away?
Okay, all y'all need to die.
That's the last of them.
Excellent. Apparently I'm being acidated or something, but it's not doing a whole lot of damage to me, so whatever. Not going to worry about it. weapon parts. More. All these places are closed. I consider all these creatures living deposits of experience points. Yeah. You can't hurt me. Why? Because I am Henry. No, we haven't. She'll be fine. Come on. We've got one.
That got it. Time for a drink?
Okay. Okay, cool. Now, where do I have to go?
They're on us. Keep being
I think Parvati needs some new armor. She doesn't seem to be doing too well under these circumstances. Alright, new Raptidon. What you gonna do, bud? Boom. Cool.
Everyone all right?
Now, where's that goddamn waypoint? This place is closed. Is there a back door? Arms storage seems to be upstairs inside the building that I, for whatever reason, can't get into. Maybe there's a way up here. Would not be surprised. Oh, here we go. Here's the ladder. And then we're gonna hop across the buildings. And hopefully find a way in. Why can't I jump up? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright. Easy.
Hello? Hello? I hear boots out there. Wait, can rats wear boots?
Oh my god. No. Hello, who's in there?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Manta Queen showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void-blasted mess. I ran in here and, now the door's locked. Little help?
You got locked in? How?
Easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
I need to get in that room.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
You might as well answer a few things for me.
Sure. Beats not answering questions.
Who are you?
Huxley. I'm an iconoclast runner. The iconoclast runner. Fastest we've got. Ain't a raptidon on this void-forsaken hellhole that can catch me. I'm sorry. Put me in a tiny room like this and I'm liable to flip. Not keen on tight spaces, you know?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Tell me about the iconoclasts.
Oh, that'd be my people. Graham and Zora and Milton, and I really miss them. You gonna let me out of here? I want to get back to Amber Heights.
Get locked in closets often?
My buddy locked me in here. I told you that. It was for my safekeeping, on account of raptidons wanting to munch on my head. But, I mean, okay, yes, fine. I get myself into sticky situations. It's just part of the life, all right? Sometimes you gotta hide in a trash can so you don't get eaten by monsters.
Really? I wasn't serious.
Oh, neither was I. Who'd hide in a trash can? Gross.
I'm looking for a Bolt 52. Any lying around?
Probably. I don't know. When I try to read things, my mind gets to wandering about all the things I could be doing instead.
Back to the door.
Out of here!
There must be a way to open it from the inside.
What do you mean? It's locked.
Let's try the handle. Turn it upward. And...
Wait, upward? Oh my eternal soul! It worked.
Phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Good for you. Sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Normally, when you help someone, you give them something for their trouble.
I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect?
Need our recompense. Nope. Can't buy ammo with appreciation and respect.
That's true. Okay, fine. Here.
I don't want to be too mean to her, you know? Okay. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, mister.
You are welcome. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take this, gonna take the arms storage. Silver tongue cap. Ooh, nice. Take all these weapon mods and a flamethrower. Excellent. Bit cartridge, heavy ammo. Okay, cool. What else is here? Also, I am overburdened. I am overburdened by all this bullshit. Breakdown. Breakdown. Heavy machine gun. The heavy machine gun weighs as much as the light machine gun. Ain't that a thrill? Okay, let's see. Vortex mace. Don't really want that. I don't really want this thing either. Tactical shotgun. Already have one. Cool. Can I give Parvati some armor? Low pressure thingy bingy. Ooh. Let's give her this advanced helmet. And maybe some elite troop armor. Now she won't hurt herself too much. And I can run again. I can run again. Okay, cool. More stuff to pick up. I don't see any terminals around here, but that's We're not looking in the right direction. Okay. Okay. Jump. Let's pick all of this stuff up. Loot everything. I don't even know what I picked up, but that's fine. The executive reviews continue. Oh, I see. Sanjar has a bad habit of padding his reports with numbers and statistics. Not very good with slogans. They really don't like him. Needs improvement in the following areas: interpersonal communication, brevity, delegation, idea generation. Wow. Well then. Graham. Attack that. Recommend further supervision. Graham has issues with brevity and shows consistent disregard. Yada. Dora Erickson. Whoever that is. Real knack for brief but compelling presentation supported by catchy slogans. They're going to promote her. Let's delete all of this. Do Sanjar a solid. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing that. I don't really care about this place anyway. So, let's do that. Let's do that and that. And loot everything. Loot all the things. Oop, there was something I could pick up here. Ammo and energy cells. Excellent. So now we have to ask ourselves, what now? And what is over here? The unreliable Stellar Bay. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, let's go back to Stellar Bay. And then we're going to talk to Sanjar. And we're going to smash like. And we're going to subscribe to my channel.
I oughta. It's kept me up.
A fine day for business, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway, what can I do for you?
Found your review on a terminal in the arms building.
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it.
You could have told me what was on there.
Yes, but then you would have known. This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Your left kidney?
One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects.
Did it?
Apparently not.
Who cares what they think? You're in charge now.
In charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
And you made it work. It's more than anyone can say for those execs.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
How exactly is a data cartridge going to help?
What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Wow. Yes, finally the board will get their comeuppance.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea, it's definitely a firm middle finger.
I can get behind that.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really?
Oh.
Most of the time they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
You sly dog.
You really think so?
Don't encourage him.
I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone capable to help me carry it out.
That's right.
If someone is
Someone like
operating
me.
here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Yeah. I know how to make people talk.
Oh, I imagine you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments.
Does
so
she?
it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
Close enough.
Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Infiltrate a secret corporate base and kidnap the staff. Sure. Easy.
A foolproof plan if I ever heard one. I'll leave the execution to you.
I gotta go.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you find it thrilling? Being in space?
Look, it's just Ellie.
That's all we have time for today. If you enjoyed this video, smash like. If you didn't enjoy this video, smash like anyway and drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Episode 11 is coming very soon. And until next time, bye.